Hello CLAT aspirants, I hope you all are doing well. Today we'll start with monthly current affairs for the month of July 2025. First we'll see what are the news that has to be covered. Our first news is Vice President of India, his resignation recently came. Second is UN SDG report 2025. Third is UK voting age change. Fourth is Swachh Survekshan 2024-2025 results. Fifth is Paika rebellion NCRT issue. Sixth is Operation Shiv Shakti. Seventh is Overseas Citizen of India. Eighth is WHO 3x30 initiative. And lastly, ninth is Nisar satellite.
To book a free one-on-one law counseling online or at any IMS center, check out the link in the description box or the pinned comment below.
So we'll move forward with the first news. So our Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar ji recently resigned before completing his term. Now this resignation, as according to the Constitution of India, was submitted to President Draupadi Murmu ji under Article 67A. Jagdeep Dhankar ji became third Vice President to resign mid-term, and before him there were two people. First was V.V. Giri ji and second was R. Venkatraman ji. Now constitution provisions with respect to the resignation becomes important here. So Vice President can resign by writing to the President. When he submits his resignation to the President, his resignation becomes effective immediately, and this creates a gap in Rajya Sabha leadership. So this gap needs to be fulfilled. Vice President is also ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, and there is no provision for acting Vice President. So Deputy Chairman presides in his absence. Now who is Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha? He is Harivansh Narayan Singh. So Harivansh Narayan Singh ji will preside over the place of our Vice President. Now for mid-term resignation, election must be held as soon as possible, whereas in case of President, it is a rule that election must be held within the 6 months. So the vacancy needs to be fulfilled within 6 months. Now elections are conducted by Election Commission of India under Presidential and Vice Presidential Act of 1952. What is the election process for the conduction of election of Vice President? MPs of both houses, elected and nominated. There is no role of state legislature. Please keep this in mind, as this can be asked. Now, what is the voting process? Proportional representation and single transferable vote, also secret ballot. Now, returning officer. Who is the returning officer? Secretary General of either of the houses. The new tenure of the new Vice President that will be elected, not the Deputy Chairman. The new elected Vice President will be full 5-year term, irrespective of President's remaining tenure. Article 63 to 71 of Constitution of India covers the office of Vice President. He is second highest constitutional office after the office of President, and it is modelled on US Vice President. Now, as acting as chairman of Rajya Sabha, he presides over the proceedings and ensures that there is order and discipline. In case there is a tie in the Rajya Sabha between voting, he votes only in case of a tie, and this is provided under Article 100 of the Indian Constitution. He acts as president during the vacancy or absence for maximum 6 months of period. Now, if there is vacancy in seat of President and Vice President, then Chief Justice of India takes over. Okay. Now what is the eligibility criteria to become Vice President of India? He must be citizen of India first and foremost. Second is equal or above the age of 35, qualified for Rajya Sabha member, and he must not hold any office of profit. His term is 5 years and this term continues until his successor assumes the office. Now removal process become important. So Rajya Sabha passes a resolution with effective majority and Lok Sabha with simple majority with 14 days notice period. Now what is the difference between effective majority and simple majority? So simple majority is basically the members that were present at that point of time in the Lok Sabha, their 50% or more. So basically present and voting more than 50%. So let's say 400 members were present. So they will cast their vote and 201 will be the majority. Now what is effective majority? So as we know, our total strength of Rajya Sabha is 250, but the actual strength is 245 right now. So we will see 50% of more of this number 245, which will be 223, as we won't take 222.5. okay, so this will be our effective majority. As I already said, he presides over the session, interprets the rule and refers bills to committees, maintains decorum and can suspend member for disorderly conduct. He cannot preside over joint sittings or certify money bills. This can be done only by the president. Now what is presiding role, and if we compare it with US Vice President, why? Because the Indian Vice President is modeled on the US Vice President structure. Now in India he acts as a chairman of Rajya Sabha. In US there is a Senate, so he presides over Senate. Voting power, both can only vote in case of a tie. Succession, acts as president temporarily, and in case of US he becomes president for the remainder of the term. Here he acts as temporarily because the vacancy of president has to be fulfilled within 6 months. Now executive role, it is mostly ceremonial, and in US it is obviously an active part of the executive because there is presidential model. Now we will move forward with the second news, which is UN SDG report 2025. So the report was released, the Sustainable Development Goals report 2025 by UN Statistics Division. UN Statistics Division. Now 35 of measurable SDG targets have stalled or reversed. Most affected areas were SDG goal 2, which is zero hunger, SDG 4, which is quality education, SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, and SDG 10, reduce inequalities. Now the report finds that there are rising food insecurities due to conflict, climate change or economic instability, and there is also uneven economic recovery. Now there are environmental changes also, and this becomes important because SDG 14, life below water, facing funding gaps and marine degradation, and this climate change impact, this continuous climate change impact basically caused the 2024 to become the hottest year in history. Now there is also call for stronger multilateral cooperation and proposal to reform international financial system. Also push for greater investments in food systems, education, clean water, social protection and climate actions. High level political forum 2025 to review the midterm acceleration. Now SDG was this Sustainable Development Goals were adopted in 2015 by UN General Assembly, and its agenda was that by 2023 we have to complete the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals, 169 targets and 223 indicators. With respect to India, Niti Aayog coordinates, and there is also high level political forum under ECOSOC. What is ECOSOC? It is economic UN body basically. It is one of the 6 most important organs of UN, economic and social security. Now, we move forward with the next news, which is UK has basically changed the voting age, and it was brought down to 16 from 18, which was previously there. And this change will be expected to have its place in 2029. Now, this brings UK wide elections in line with Scotland, who already allowed 16 to 17 years old to cast their vote. They made huge changes to the process. Okay, so the purpose is to modernize democracy and increase participation and align voting rights with the nation. Now, this was added in the current Labour Party agenda, their manifesto basically. So they are fulfilling their promise. Now, UK issued bank debit and credit cards. This becomes important. UK issued bank debit and credit card now valid at polling stations. Okay, so you can show your debit or credit card and cast your vote. Now, this is digital voter authority certificate will be issued, online option to simplify voter registration and verification, and also there is automated registration, electoral rolls linked with government databases to reduce manual errors and improve access. There will be digital voter authority certificate, which is online certificate for easier voter verification, and automated voter registration, as I already said. Now, if we compare it with India, then our voting age is currently 18. It was previously 21 until the 61st constitutional amendment came. So before 61st constitutional amendment, our voting age was 21. Now it is 18. And UK's age now reduced to 16 from 18. UK accepts multiple forms including bank cards, whereas India relies on EPIC, which is voter ID. We have to show our voter ID issued by Election Commission of India. Registration process, UK moving to automated and digital India, whereas India uses online and manual methods. UK elections overseen by the Electoral Commission, India by the Election Commission of India, as you all know. Now the 2024-2025 Swachh Survekshan results have been released, and as always Indore secured the first place. It is securing the first place since 2017. So the report is released by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. First was Indore, second is Surat, third is Navi Mumbai, fourth is Vijayawada. There are some other recognition this time as well. Ahmedabad, Bhopal and Lucknow are leading Swachh Shahars in new generation. Prayagraj became the best Ganga town, and Sikandarabad Cantonment Board got the recognition for their sanitation efforts. Now, President Murmu gave a message for promotion of 3 R's. Now, these 3 R's you have to note it down. They are reduce, reuse and recycle. Reduce, reuse and recycle. Now, there are circulars also for economic benefits, green jobs, youth participation, sustainable urban growth. Active participation in school, startups, zero waste, colonies commendable. Now slogan is, this is also important, waste is best to encourage citizen engagement. It is, as I said, launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Objective is to annual ranking of cities on cleanliness, waste management and sanitation under Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. Implementing agency, who is the implementing agency? It is Quality Council of India, QCI. Now ranking basis, what are the bases on which the ranks are given? They are direct observation, citizen feedback and service level progress. Indore has topped, as I said, all the editions since 2017. Paika rebellion, as last year there was a historical question which was asked, question based on history. So Paika rebellion was removed, 1817 was removed from NCERT class 8 history book first volume, and this created a huge conflict from the people of Odisha basically, because Paika rebellion is related to Odisha. Now NCERT gave the clarification that rebellion to be included in the second volume, which is due in late 2025. Now it is considered one of the earliest armed uprising against British rule, and it is very politically sensitive in Odisha. Now who are the Paikas? They are hereditary military retainers under Gajapati ruler of Odisha with rent-free lands. It is also called as Nishkar Jagirs. British annexation happened in 1803 and Odisha annexed by East India Company. Privileges were withdrawn and King of Khurda was dethroned by, and also J.E. Rajguru was executed. Now there came land reforms and taxation which hurt Paikas, peasants and tribal counts, and this triggered the economic hardships, loss of privileges and British salt monopoly. Now in March 1817, Paikas and Cones under Bakshi Jagbandhu, you have to remember this name, Bakshi Jagbandhu, attacked British police stations, treasuries and offices. Now this revolt expanded across Khurda and nearby regions. British military obviously created strong suppression and Jagbandhu evaded capture until 1825 and surrendered under negotiation term. After it, there were frequent rebellions which were failed but became symbol to early resistance and celebration in Odisha's cultural memory. So it is one of the earliest basically rebellion that had happened in India. Now there is Operation Shiv Shakti. There are many operations that are coming, but we have to obviously learn them or read them. So this is counter infiltration mission by Indian Army. Its objective is to foil attempts by terrorists to cross. You have to remember the objectives of each and every operation. Just the objective will be sufficient. Objective: foil attempts by terrorists to cross LOC into Jammu and Kashmir, because they are these operations, different operation happens in is happening in different places. So foil attempt by terrorists to cross LOC into Jammu and Kashmir, and 2 terrorists eliminated in Poonch days after Operation Mahadev success. We'll discuss what is Operation Mahadev. Now it was conducted by Indian Army's White Knight Corps plus Jammu Kashmir Police based on the precise multi-agency inputs, and areas which were covered were Degwar sector of Poonch near Maldivalan, which is sensitive infiltration zone. Degwar sector of Poonch. Main aim obviously to prevent cross-border terrorism before threat reach civilian areas. swift firepower and minimal response time. These are our tactics. And cordon and search operations continue to locate remaining threats. Now there are many operations, those as we can see and we can read in our newspapers, that are happening. So Operation Shiva, it is related to security for Sri Amrit Nath Yatra and disaster response. Operation Mahadev, it is related to anti-terror ops in Srinagar. This is the Operation Shiv Shakti is related in Jammu and Kashmir, the Poonch region basically. Here the regions differ. Anti-terror ops in Srinagar, 3 Lashkar terrorists neutralized. Operation Sindoor, as we all know, tri-service strike on Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, basically terror camps, and 100+ terrorists were killed. Then exercise Drone Prahar, tactical army drill in Arunachal, the region. You have to remember the regions. Operation Drone Prahar, Arunachal, using drones for ISR and targeting. Operation Divya Drishti, UAV and AI surveillance in East Sikkim region near China border. Operation Divya Drishti, so Sikkim. So Shiva, Amrit Nath Yatra, Mahadev, Srinagar, Lashkar areas. Operation Sindoor, Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Drone Prahar, Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal region. Divya Drishti, Sikkim, and Operation Shiv Shakti, Jammu and Kashmir. Now overseas citizen of India. PM Modi announced extension of overseas citizen of India eligibility and Indian origin citizen in Trinidad and Tobago. Basically his recent visit was there. So Indian origin citizens in Trinidad and Tobago up to 6th generation are now eligible for overseas citizen of India. This strengthens our cultural and diaspora ties between India and Caribbean nations and form of permanent residency for foreign nationals of Indian origin. This allows living, working and traveling to India without a visa. Overseas citizen of India was launched in August 2005 under the Citizenship Amendment Act 2005, and it is administered by Ministry of Home Affairs and Government of India. Now what is the eligibility criteria to become the overseas citizen of India? First is they were Indian citizen or after 26th January 1950. Second is eligible for Indian citizenship or on 26th January 1950. Belong to territories that became part of India after 15th August 1947. Also includes child, grandchildren, great grandchildren of eligible persons. So basically 4 generations. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minor children of Indian citizens, spouses of Indian citizens, or overseas citizens of India holders, but their marriage must be completed of 2 years or more than 2 years. So 2 years is the basic minimal requirement that is there. Not eligible if applicants or ancestors were citizen of Pakistan, Bangladesh and other notified countries. Now citizenship always becomes important as one of the most important topics for the exam. So we have to see what are the methods in India by which we can opt for citizenship in India. First is by birth, that you were born in India subject to conditions by the date that we discussed. By descent, born outside India to Indian parents. By registration, person of Indian origin or spouse after residency period. By naturalization, after residence in India for 11 of the last 14 years. By incorporation of territory, when new territory became part of India. If you have acquired the territory, then you obviously get the citizenship of India. Now you can also lose the citizenship, and what are the causes? First is, what are the methods basically? First is renunciation, voluntary declaration by citizen of full age. Second is termination, automatic loss on acquiring foreign citizenship. So you cannot hold dual citizenship in India. Third is deprivation, government action for fraud, disloyalty or serious crime or long absence, then you can be deprived of your citizenship. Also, please note that OCI is not dual citizenship. As I said that India doesn't follow the dual citizenship model. So OCI holders cannot vote or hold constitutional offices or contest elections. Now, WHO 3x30 initiative. This is a global program to increase prices of tobacco, alcohol, sugar drinks by more than 50% by 2035 via higher taxes, to prevent basically, so that people get rid of or basically can improve their health by avoiding content of tobacco, alcohol or sugary drinks. Launched by WHO with partners, civil society and governments. Its aim is to reduce harmful consumption, improve health outcomes and generate sustainable revenue. Health goal is to reduce non-communicable diseases such as cancer, diabetes, etc. Economic goal: mobilize $1 trillion in revenue by 2035 by increasing the taxes by more than 50%, right, as we discussed. Sorry. Now this is tax based policy tailored by country specific context with legal and technical assistance. There are three major pillars of action. First is mobilizing countries. Second is supporting policies with technical help for effective health access. Building partnership by which will strengthen the civil society and global collaboration. Expected results by the WHO are given as revenue of potential $3.7 trillion in 5 years, and millions of lives will be saved by reducing NCDs and stronger domestic financing, less foreign aid dependency. WHO founded in 1948. Its headquarters is in Geneva, which is there in Switzerland. Parental organization is again United Nations Economic and Social Council. Also, as I said, this is one of the 6 key organs of United Nations. So what are the other 5? First is United Nations General Assembly, which we say UNGA. So this is General Assembly. Second is United Nations Security Council. Third is Trusteeship Council. There is one Trusteeship Council. Fourth is United Nations Economic and Social Council. Sorry if I said security before. So it is United Nations Economic and Social Council. Fourth is this. Fifth is ICJ, International Court of Justice. LV F-16 from Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. (2025). Sixth is Secretariat. So, General Assembly, Security Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, Secretariat and United Nations Economic and Social Council. Now the number is not important. What is satellite mass? Orbit is 464 miles altitude and 14 orbits per day. Coverage is map nearly all lands and ice surfaces twice every 12 days. Twice every 12 days. Mission value is $1.5 billion. Expected duration 3 years for Nisar satellite. Data input is basically 80 terabyte per day to the Earth. Now, this is a joint mission basically by of ISRO and NASA. So, NASA's L band is important and ISRO's S band is important. So, NASA's L band basically penetrate dense vegetation and ice layers and tracks all tall trees, deep ice sheets. And ISRO's S-band detects shorter vegetation like shrubs, supports aviation, shipping, fog invisibility and monitoring. Combined capabilities are detects minute surfaces changes such as ground deformation, soil moisture and vegetation, and works through clouds and darkness. ISRO's contribution, as I said, S-band radar, spacecraft bus, integration at U.R. Rao Satellite Center. NASA's contribution is L-band radar, IRIS assembly, testing at Jet Propulsion Laboratory and orbit maneuver plans. Now mission phases: first, the vehicle will be launched. Second is deployment, 12-meter reflector. Third is commissioning, which will take 90 days calibration. Then science operations, which will give us data, continuous data generations. Joint operations are coordinated data calibration and orbit adjustments. Now, NASA was founded in 1958. Headquarter, Washington, USA. Who is the administrator of NASA? It is Bill Nelson. Bill Nelson. And key centers, these are important centers. So NASA's key centers are Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Kennedy Space Center, Johnson Space Center. And in case of India, ISRO was founded in 1969. NASA was founded in 58. So after 11 years, ISRO was found. Headquartered in Bengaluru, Karnataka. Key centers: U.R. Rao Satellite Center, Vikram Sarabhai Satellite Center, and Satish Dhawan Space Center. Now, U.R. Rao Satellite Center, it is basically for satellite design and integration. Vikram Sarabhai Center is for launch vehicle and design development, and Satish Dhawan, as we often see in news, it is the launch operation and range services. Now, Jet Propulsion Laboratory is based in California. Kennedy Space Center is in Florida. And Johnson Space Center is in Texas. Like if they ask the state name. U.R. Rao Satellite Center, Bangalore. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center is situated in Thiruvananthapuram. Thiruvananthapuram is in Kerala. And Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh, as I already told you this. Andhra Pradesh. So this marks the end of your July current affairs, which are most important. Please study them all and also revise them and keep reading the newspaper. Thank you.